Hey, this is Jamie, the director with YMCA Camp Weaver. Welcome to our first virtual open house. We are a little sad that we don't have a bunch of kids around right now, but we are excited about getting you guys out here this summer, but we wanted to show you our camp. So if you look behind us here, we have our dining hall. That's where we eat family style meals, and that's a really fun place to be. Down the hill we have our lake program. We have about a 4.5 acre lake, which is a lot of fun. We have our chapel, which is where we do our morning meeting and we gather for activity dismissal each day. And then further around we have all of our cabins, which is where all of our campers stay. And we're going to head down there next to check out some cabins. All right, I want to welcome you guys to our Catawba cabin. This is one style of cabin we have at Camp Weaver. Let's go inside. Now in each of these cabins we have up to 15 campers and 3 counselors. It has 2 wings, and these, you can see the bunk beds. They're nice and comfortable mattresses. And you can see this is a really open air cabin, and if you look up, there's nice big rafters and has a really nice feel to it. But kids love these cabins. So in the cabin you can see we have these nice storage areas where kids can put their trunks or bags. We're not fussy about what thing they bring to have their stuff in, just something that will fit in the cubby here. Let's walk back to the bathroom area, an important part of camp. These cabins are all air conditioned. They have climate control, and back here in the back you can see the toilets. We have regular toilets and also handicapped accessible toilets as well here. Lots of privacy, and we'll walk around the other side here and check out the showers. Again, we have 3 toilets, 3 showers. This is the shower side right here in the Catawba cabin. Again, we have the accessible shower in the back here as well. All right, now we're at our Alamance cabin, and these are our youngest girls are in these cabins right here. So let's go in and check it out. You kind of see we have a similar setup on the bunk beds, up to 15 campers, 3 counselors in these cabins, nice open ceilings, wood floors, comfortable mattresses again. And let's go in and check out the bathroom next. In the bathroom we have 3 different stalls, so 2 different stalls for toilets, 2 different stalls for showers. So this is a nice little bathroom area.
Our cabin life and our camp culture are among some of the things that we take most seriously here at Camp Weaver, and we try to be intentional with every decision that we make. For example, in our cabins, we'll always have at least 3 to 4 counselors per cabin, as well as around 14 to 15 kids per cabin. Your campers will be placed in cabins within grade levels, usually within 2 grade levels of the other kids in their cabin, and all of our staff are hired mostly from the Greensboro area and the wider North Carolina area, but we also have many staff that come from all over the nation, as well as all over the world. This past summer we had staff from Brazil, as well as having staff from the United Kingdom. If you guys didn't notice from Jamie's accent in the earlier, he's actually international as well. He's from Australia. All of our staff are selected after a rigorous interview process, background check, as well as drug screen before being officially offered the job. And before campers are even allowed to arrive, we conduct 1 full week of staff training that includes everything from child behavior management, doing all the different activities that they have, learning all the games, learning all the songs, and also just learning to work as a team and learning to make sure that we create a fun, intentional, emotionally, and physically safe environment for our campers.
All right, we're now down at our camp lake. This is Miller Lake and is one of the campers' favorite spots. Here on the right side of the lake, not set up yet, but we have a blob, we have a water trampoline, and we have a whole big inflatable obstacle course, and also a zip line and a giant water slide as well, which are a lot of fun. Really is a great spot down here, kids love. And then on the left side of the lake is all of our boating programs, and that is our canoes, our kayaks, our paddle boards, our cockles, and lots of different boating programs. And so all campers wear a PFD to go in the lake, and staff that aren't lifeguards. And this is definitely one of the most popular areas and fun areas of the camp, especially on a hot day.
In addition to the requirement of campers swimming with PFDs at our camp lake, Camp Weaver requires all campers to undergo a swim evaluation on the first day of camp. The swim evaluation consists of a 25-yard swim where campers are permitted to swim really whatever stroke makes them comfortable. They have 1 minute of deep water treading and the ability to submerge underwater and recover on their own by resurfacing under their own power. The restrictions are listed below for red bands, yellow bands, and green bands. A green band essentially will complete that test with no difficulty at all and is able to swim without assistance. A yellow band, on the other hand, can swim but may need some assistance. As a result, they are required to stay in the yellow or the red band section of the pool, which is less than 5 feet. They also can access all of the lake toys if they're swimming with a green band or a camp counselor. Red bands are non-swimmers and cannot swim without assistance. Non-swimmer, this means that they must remain in the red section of the pool, which is less than 3 feet, and must remain in the shallow section of the lake with no access to the water toys, unfortunately. However, if your camper does receive a red band, you will be offered a free swim lessons, whether you're a day camp or an overnight camp parent. One thing to note, many campers are nervous on the first day of camp, especially about the swim evaluation. If you feel that your camper has been scored incorrectly on our swim evaluation, please feel free to let a director know, and we will be happy to retest at our earliest convenience.
We're now out at our camp garden here at Camp Weaver, and this whole area here is really around life skills, so teaching kids how to maintain plants and harvest and all that type of stuff. So we have multiple garden beds here. We have blueberries, raspberries, and we're just getting going for the year right now. And in the background, you can see our log cabin classroom, and that is where we have a nature center. And we also have a classroom space we use for multiple things, including dance. And then over here we have our musical pavilion where the kids do skits and songs and have a lot of fun in that area. And now we're gonna walk out to our mini farm. We have a mini farm for adopted animals from Red Dog Farm. And the goal of that is to help the animals get adopted, but also introduce the campers to farm animals. And in the background there, you can see Beethoven, who is the black pig, and Ace, who is the beige colored pigs. And they actually know how to do tricks, which is pretty cool. And in the summer, we normally have other animals here like goats, and we also have chickens as well. All right, I want to welcome you to the Camp Weaver ropes course here. Behind me, you'll see our climbing tower and our sort of individual challenge ropes course right here. We take the utmost of safety training and equipment here to make sure that everyone stays safe. And you can see the climbing tower has different obstacles on it for kids of different abilities. And so it's a lot of fun. And then for a more advanced experience, we also have our aerial team course, high ropes course. And that's where up to 16 people go up in the air together and go through a series of obstacles that again are very focused on children and adults of different abilities. We of course go through a safety orientation, make sure their equipment is all checked before they go on to the course. And this is definitely one of the campers' all-time favorite areas of the camp. Really builds individual self-confidence and also team building among their cabin mates and activity participants as well.
Welcome to Herman Hall. Herman Hall is our camp dining hall, and this is where your camper will meet 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if they're an overnight camper, or once a day for lunch if they're a day camper. We place a strong emphasis on healthy eating and good quality food here at Camp Weaver. We're very proud to announce that we do have a camp chef that prepares all of our meals, and our camp chef is used to preparing meals for all types of dietary restrictions, food allergies, and so on and so forth. If you have a picky eater, that's okay too. We'll have a soy nut butter and jelly sandwich available for every meal, as well as offering other alternatives for vegetarians and those that have dietary restrictions. Each meal at camp that we serve is served family style. We feel like this is great for the cabin family dynamic and also giving them an opportunity to sit down and share a meal as a group. So right behind me is Warwick Pavilion. Warwick Pavilion is where we typically will do our day camp check-ins and check-outs, and then during the evening time, it's a great space for us to be able to play basketball, play large group games. This whole pavilion is lit up and protected from the weather. The structure actually has lightning protection, so we're actually good to continue doing activities underneath this pavilion, regardless rain or shine. The other thing that's really important that this area is utilized for is Monday night cookouts, which is something that we do every Monday night. We have a large block party. All of camp eats up here together, and we have a pool party and play games underneath the pavilion. This area will also be important to you if you're an overnight camp parent, because this will be where the closing ceremony is, which is something that's done at 6 o'clock every Friday. And we do a large meal and award ceremony and recognize campers and counselors that had exemplary performance over the course of this week. The pavilion features many different types of games, featuring carpet ball, as well as basketball, foursquare, a full playground, and volleyball. Our next stop on our tour of Camp Weaver is our camp infirmary. And the camp infirmary is the place where if your camper takes medication, they can take it 4 times a day. We offer medication times typically at breakfast, lunch, dinner, as well as bedtime. If your camper does need to take medications outside of that time, just talk to our nurse when you check in and we'll be happy to make arrangements to work with you. Our infirmary is always staffed by an RN as well as one of our student nurse, who is kind of like a camp counselor that usually is in the medical field but has not yet received their degree. The infirmary is also stocked with over-the-counter medications, so everything from aloe to Benadryl cream, we've got it here. So unless there's a particular medication that your camper really prefers, we stock everything in the infirmary, and there's no need to send over-the-counter medication with your camper to camp. One other tip that's very important is if your camper does have medication, make sure that you bring it in the original bottle, and the dosage and the instructions listed on the bottle are the same as what you're telling our nurse. Welcome to our final stop on the tour, and I think that this is a fitting final stop for the tour because this is Tesh Amphitheater, and this is our campfire ring where we will begin and end our weeks at camp. So we'll do a opening campfire that's loud and boisterous. It's called Wacky Campfire. Everybody dresses up in costumes, and it's a really just fun way to kind of welcome everybody to camp. And then on the flip side, on Thursday, we have our closing camper, which is a much more somber and reflective experience where campers get an opportunity to really think about the impact that camp has had on them and the impact that they've had on others, as well as others have had on them. One of the neatest ways that we allow that to happen is through our closing ceremony. We offer campers a time to say thank you to people that made their week meaningful and made their week here at camp special. Because at the end of the day, as many great activities as we've showed you and as many beautiful facilities as we have, camp is about the people, and it's about the relationships that you form there and the sense of home and the sense of family. So welcome from our family to yours. Welcome to our family, and we cannot wait to have each and every one of you join us at Camp Weaver this summer. Bye everybody, have a great weekend and stay safe out there. Thank you.